So welcome to Coffee Morning. We are 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, every morning. Occasionally we swap to the evening and then it becomes wine o'clock.
That's true.
We chat about all things. We chat about life, love, the news stories. We look for the little news stories that other people might not be talking about, and we attack the big stories. And we also have a bit of fun. So if you're new to this channel, have a look around it because there's loads of stuff going on. Don't miss our family reality show, our vlogs.
No.
They're huge fun. And to hit the Instagram. Over on Instagram.
Just checking that works. Just checking that works. 4G. Is that better? Is that better? We're very slow on the screen, but is it, guys? Is it okay? Is it coming in? Even though the Wi-Fi's shit.
Imagine it's your first time joining Coffee Man, you'd be like, oh
Yeah,
my god, this is boring.
Is it buffering? It's buffering. Oh, for fuck's sake. Was it better on Wi-Fi? I don't know. We're just going to wait until it better.
Might be settling.
Might be settling. Might be
Can I still speak? So it's not
hang on. Blurry. Can you hear us? Let me try and do this. What's this? Blurry. Try to buffering still. Blurry. Bad picture. I'm on here. We're on bit stop start. Buffering. Frozen. Is that better? Really better? That looks better. Looks better on our screen.
It's better. Anyway, I'm just going to talk because it'd be very boring waiting for this. So we were just over on Instagram and I said to Mark, oh, you look great. And he got so annoyed.
I said, hang on, I didn't
Because
get
he doesn't like
embarrassed. Hang on, there's
compliments.
two different words here.
Yeah, because you got embarrassed.
I got embarrassed.
Yeah. So I made everyone on Instagram give him a compliment and it was very funny.
Right.
And then and people gave such lovely compliments to him and I was reading them out and he wanted to literally... Yeah,
I'm hot now with embarrassment because you're still going on about it. It's just blisteringly embarrassing. Isn't
we
it?
talk about women not being able to take compliments, but actually you're just as bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, your hair's sticking up.
I know it's done.
Well, just put it back down.
I don't want it flat down.
Down,
I know.
on the one side, you look like a cockatoo.
I know, but I've just been on beach.
That's better.
I'm beach
That's
ready.
You're beach ready.
I'm beach
There you
post
go.
beach.
There you go.
Sound keeps going, very blurry.
I think we need to stop and start again because this would be very boring. I just think
With
it's
4G
a very
now.
long 5 minutes of somebody going,
What it does is it concertinas down. It doesn't just show you all the bit.
oh,
All
doesn't
sound frozen. This was working perfectly yesterday, wasn't it? Once we kind of sorted
it?
shit
Yeah,
out.
and we did a live in the evening. Fine.
Yeah. Maybe
I think
we
you
need
should
to
open the curtain.
make higher up.
I think you need to open the curtains. I think you've cut off the... and open the window.
Heavy curtains stop 4G. And this is what is this country? Have heavy curtains made that better? Because if it's the case, then what?
Do you remember as a kid we used to stand up? We did sisters. We'd take it in turns to stand on a chair holding the aerial.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the aerial wasn't well, when the signal wasn't good.
Sorry, no. What about if I close that, but then we don't have the stories? What if I close that? That's so annoying.
We just have to remember the stories.
Oh, hang on, I know what to do. Well, does this help? Does that help? Now we're not feeding it onto our computers. Anyone else using the Wi-Fi might be draining it. We'll get there in a minute. Is that better? Is that better? I've taken my own computer feed, so it means that we can only see your. Oh, it's better. So this
was
playing
draining
it to
it.
us was draining it. Okay. Better? Oh, that is better. Okay,
Good.
cool. And we've got the articles here. Fine now. All fine here. Good. So, as Nadia was saying, she was embarrassing the hell out of me, and I was getting more and more stressed because it's embarrassing. That's all. It's as simple as that. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to add.
But don't you think he looks gorgeous?
Oh,
Come on,
fucking
let's
hell.
flood him with some compliments.
Look,
Shall I read them out?
can I say what the other double problem with this is that when someone says they don't like the compliments coming, people assume that they do, and that's why they're saying it. And I don't. I don't mean it disrespectfully. It's really kind, it's really sweet, but I hate it.
You're gorgeous.
Oh, God.
Absolutely gorgeous, Sarah Clift.
It's kind and it's lovely.
Gorgeous,
It's
says Linda.
embarrassing.
He has been so badly love bombed this morning. I don't think he's ever been quite this quiet so on.
You are rotten. Thanks, Gloria Chesham. I can deal with that much better.
Yeah, there you go.
that's
Look,
better.
he's happy. Look, he's
That's
relieved.
good. Thank God for that. I like abuse.
Yeah, so I don't know if you heard all the beginning of it. So if this is your first time to our channel, welcome. 6 days a week we do coffee moaning Monday to Saturday. So just do join us. I always post on my Instagram in the morning telling you what time, because it varies the time. So yeah, keep your eye out on my Instagram to know what time we're here. So, boom.
I think we've discovered the way to do this is basically not have that on. The reason we have that on is so that we get your live feed here and I can scroll up and down, whereas actually your comments will now only be seen on the... So we're going to probably spot fewer comments, so apologies for that.
Right, do you want to do a quick little test to see if you're going to live?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
like these,
absolutely.
don't 5 do is self-tests
Okay.
to monitor
Yeah,
your health.
right.
Okay, one-legged standing, we know you can do that, though not very well. You're supposed to be working on it.
Yeah, that's right.
This is one we'll have to try later for a vlog. You have to... Okay, right, stand up. Right, now, I want you to count in seconds.
Wow, that really hurt.
Sit down. No, pull your chair out because you're going to be standing.
What?
Move back. Cross your arms over your shoulder. No, you've got to move back because you won't be able to get up. You've got to... Okay, right. So sit in a chair with your arms crossed over your chest, then stand up while keeping them crossed and sit back down 5 times. If anyone wants to try this, but please only if you're steady on your feet, you don't want to do it yourself. Now, the average person in their 60s should be able to complete this sequence in 11.4 seconds.
Right.
So I reckon you being 50 should probably do it in 8 seconds.
Right, they're saying it's still blurry, so I'm now going to open all the doors and see it.
We're now opening all the doors and the windows. Listen, if you don't perform this well, you're supposed to contact a doctor. I think that's a bit much. Right, okay. So sit and stand 5 times, right? But then we've got to see how many seconds it takes. You'll have to count the seconds, so I'm not very good at counting seconds. I get impatient and I speed it up.
Is that any better? Sorry, this is really annoying me. Jumpy and buffering. I don't know what to do, Michelle. Literally, we don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Just drink my coffee.
Right, people can hear us. So stand up and sit down. Cross your arms.
Yeah.
And I'm going to count in seconds. 5 times you've got to do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and
That's
10.
5.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're only 60,
I
you're supposed to be
I was
doing...
going in rhythm to you. It was like you were counting
But
me.
you can do it as fast as you like.
I didn't know that.
I'm doing the seconds.
I'm
I
doing
told
it.
you I'm not good at seconds. Hang on, I'm going to do it with a watch. Okay, right, so do it 5 times. 1 second. I'm going to do it with a time. All right, shall I do it this time? Okay, see how many
Can I
seconds.
just say, you know, it's lovely to be with you guys, but this has been a thoroughly unpleasant morning so far. I've hated every second since your Instagram live. I've been uncomfortable, discomforted.
Right, let's see how...
We've been blurry.
Come on,
What am I doing?
just see how many seconds it takes to do 5.
Hang on, I haven't started. Sit down.
How many?
And go. You counting?
Yeah.
Now maybe
5. Done it.
11 seconds.
Oh my God, that's what you're supposed to get in your 60s.
Right, now you reset it. I didn't know you were supposed to go as fast as possible. Okay, say when. Stop.
8 seconds. 8 seconds 35. But you were so showing off. You nearly killed yourself.
I've given myself a
You
hernia.
really pushed
hurt my
yourself to
crutch.
the edge.
And I sat on my left testicle. It was really painful. I
God.
don't have that.
Anyway, the full article of that is in the Washington Post this morning.
I'm sure everyone will be rushing to that. What are the other exercises to do in that?
Oh, there's lots.
Wasn't there one that Emma Carter told us to do? Emma, could you send
Emma,
us it
can
again?
you send us it again? We wanted to do it, but we couldn't find it. The one
No.
you sent us, which was funny.
So showing off, says Claire LC.
Well, he
Wasn't
was.
she? Wasn't
No,
she?
he was.
No, she was. She really, really was.
This is another one. Oh, the number of push-ups is scary. Don't read that bit. 6-minute walk test. So you have to power walk, that's not run or stroll,
My mum
in
would be good at
6
this.
minutes. And if you don't get further than 350 metres, it indicates you've got a health problem.
I'll try that with my mum later.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, let's get
6
to
minutes, measure
6
how
minutes,
far she can go.
how far she gets. Belated happy birthday to Flipper Fucker Duck. I love your name.
Flipper
We'll
fucker
do
duck,
it at the
happy
end.
birthday. Oh yeah, we'll do it at the end. Yes, that's the other thing I was meant to say. If you want a birthday wish or birthday song, tell us, we'll write it down and we'll sing it at the end.
Sausage surprise, says Sean Thomas.
All right, go on.
What's the
Let's do
sausage-
the news.
Do you know what the sausage surprise is?
No.
Sean, what are you talking about? It's good to have
I
a
wouldn't
minute.
highlight
It's
it.
good to have a
though. Sounds
minute.
like it could be dodgy.
Scotland is to become the first country
Oh, bloody Lulu.
in the world to provide free period products.
Well done, Scotland. Honest to God, Scotland does so much right. You don't pay for university in Scotland either. I
No.
mean, for God's sake.
No.
What's
The
wrong with us?
legislation, which was proposed by the Labour MSP Monica Lennon, was unanimously approved by the Scottish Parliament back in 2020. I thought I'd already seen this story. So this is significant because, I mean, period poverty is a thing, isn't it? I mean,
Well,
it's a
yeah,
massive
period
problem.
poverty isn't just for people.
Mm.
I mean, I remember when one of the girls was at uni, and they were saying, one of your girls, that it was just a bloody nightmare adding that into their budget
Mm.
because it's so expensive. You know,
Mm.
it's so expensive,
Mm.
and that is outrageous because that is not a luxury item.
No.
And I have sometimes been of the thinking that all women should stop using any sanitary products and just move around the world as normal. And then I think pretty quickly governments will realise it's not a luxury,
Yeah.
it's a very important.
Linnea
commodity.
Oakey says they've had the ladies lose everywhere here in Scotland.
Brilliant.
Just wanted to confuse people, says Sean Thomas. Oh, thanks on the sausage thing. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, it's like all these things, isn't it? I mean, everything is created with a sort of financial incentive. It's like even, I mean, it's not equivalent at all, but I'm just trying to think of something that, well, it's not even specifically to men, is it, razors? But something that, say, most men will, or if you're not growing a
Toilet
beard.
paper.
Well,
Toilet paper.
yeah, but I mean,
It's the same thing.
should we, so what
Something
you're
coming
arguing,
out of your body.
so
that
should
need
you
to
not
cut
pay for,
away.
should everyone have free toilet roll?
Well, no, but if you're thinking of something similar that is dismissed.
Well, no, but something that's gender specific.
Oh, I see.
And so razors, what I've discovered, or I discovered many years ago as a student, is that
Durex.
disposable razors, I was going to say disposable raisins,
Durex you
because
can
I
get
just had a
for
thought of a
free.
raisin. Disposable razors you can use about 8 times before they, you know, there's this idea that you have to chuck them away, they'll go rusty and all. So there aren't really any equivalents for men, are
So
there?
what will happen with this then? All the poor companies that make this are perfectly
They'll
viable
have to be
businesses.
subsidised by them.
Do the government buy them from
That's a
them?
good point. How will they actually do it? Local authorities and partner organisations have worked hard to make the legal right to access free period. It's got to be
Because what-
folded into the local
Yeah.
health budget.
Because
surely,
I was
presumably.
looking up free Durex the other day because I was just interested. This friend of
So
mine was
should I
saying.
worry about this?
No, that her son had said. She tried to give her son.
That's the kind of phrase. Oh, I was looking into free Durex. the
No,
other
her
day, and-
son. She had tried to give her son the talk, and he went, "Oh no, it's all right, Mum. I know all of that. I get free Durex." And she was like, "Oh right." So I thought, "Oh, I'm going to have a look. I'm
Oh,
going to
that's
look
in
this
schools,
up."
isn't it? Yeah.
But actually, you have to be quite motivated. You have to register, you have to have a conversation, you have to choose one of the specific pharmacies that can go and get it. And I think, yeah, you'll probably still be able to buy sanitary products. Like, I would never take a free sanitary product because I can afford to buy them.
Yeah.
So, presumably, they'll be in places and toilets and schools where you can
Well, this is a
take
good
them
point
if you
here.
want.
Anastasia Alexander says, I'm all for free period products anywhere there's free toilet roll. Public toilets, schools, restaurants, etc. If you have specific requirements or preferences, then you can buy from the shops.
Exactly.
In Lineoki, in hotels in Japan, they always provide your usual razors, shampoo, etc., but also toothbrush and toothpaste. Yeah. Vicky Edwards says, Nadia, you look really small sat all the way back there. I know what you mean.
Good. I want to look small.
But I'm going to mention this, the moon cup. Is that a more ecologically friendly way of
The
managing?
moon cup is an amazing thing. You only need one probably in your whole lifetime. And then you are, you know.
Are they
it's
the
affordable.
eco-friendly
Of course, as well,
answer?
because you're not having to get rid of them. There's
But
no
like a
landfill.
diaphragm, do they fire across a room when you're trying to put them in?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
used one. When I was going through menopause and bleeding very heavily, I used that because I couldn't actually cope with the amount that I was bleeding. So
Do you mind sitting up in class? You do look a bit slovenly. Look at you.
darling, I'm chilled. I've been up
What are
since
you
5:58.
You do, because the seagulls where you are. Well, there you go, the moon cup. You see, I'm even aware of a moon cup. I found a moon cup once, and I became obsessed with tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
You could just fire it across the table. Just sort of
Yeah, look
bounces all
into
over
a
them.
moon cup, guys, if you're
Yeah.
looking for ways to, affordable ways and
Yeah.
ways that are better for the planet.
So that's Scotland, as ever, always a step ahead. I just wanted to... This is another story that you sent me last night, and I thought this was quite an interesting story. This camera spied on us as we swam in our holiday pool. In Cornwall, and this is a woman who was on holiday, and she discovered whilst she was on holiday that she had the house that they were renting from had a camera that, well, she didn't know whether it had been filming, but theoretically, if it's triggered by movement, could have been filming all the time. And I didn't realise that there was legislation that says that if if cameras are, you can have cameras where people are knowingly filmed, but if people feel that they have the sense of privacy, then it's illegal to film them in that situation.
Absolutely, it is. We had that in a house that we rented years ago, didn't we, in America? And I accidentally set fire to the garden, and that was the only way that we knew we were being filmed, because the owner called the fire brigade.
Well, with all due respect, you had to set something on fire.
No, I know, but he was watching us, and me and the girls were jumping in and out of the pool nude.
So
Because
there
we
you go.
were on a hill.
And this is what Jenny Kleeman was saying about her own family, was that the concern after the event was who was watching. Her children were getting changed around a pool.
I think it's really important. Like she said, she got something like a 48-page letter of the rules and regulations of the house, but nowhere did it say there is a camera.
Yeah, exactly.
So I will now, when I book somewhere, I will ask, do you have live cameras?
Absolutely.
And I think it's quite a good thing to do.
I mean, but
It probably often it's innocuous. It's
no,
it's a
absolutely.
landlord wanting to protect their property,
Yeah.
but you just can't do that. You can't have cameras trained on people. And it was really interesting fact in that article that we're only second to China for the most surveillance cameras per capita.
Well, that's possibly because we live in a country where burglary happens all the time, and
and the
virtually no one does anything about it. One of the other things that you probably noticed
People can hack into cameras too.
with
exactly.
the tragic Anne Hesh story, ring doorbells have become vital aspects of crime inquiries or evidence of what was happening. I don't know if anyone saw the footage of Anne Hesh's car squealing down the road. It was just awful.
I think my son's watching.
I know.
But I mean, people say it all the time, don't they? I mean, my mum had it recently where the police asked, well, what cameras have you got? They come in, that's what they rely on now, is the cameras.
Absolutely. So it's just something to bear in mind, especially if you're letting residences and you've got kids and all that kind of stuff. You have a right to ask whether they have cameras or not. A-level students have been warned. Obviously, A-levels are due to come out. The reason I flagged up A-levels is that it just strikes me as bizarre that this year they keep saying things like headlines like A-level students warned that thousands will lose their university place as grades are set to take a hit. I was talking to Maddie's boyfriend about it the other day. Either a grade is a grade or it isn't a what?
So Kiki was talking about that. Is this true? Were they going to change this?
Yeah. So because they're worried about grade inflation from previous years,
God.
they're gonna.
What more can young people take?
They're gonna hammer down harder
my God.
on the grades that are coming through.
Oh my God.
But the bit about this that makes no sense whatsoever is what we're saying here is that a grade is meaningless because it's just dependent on what you decide to make. Why is it so arbitrary? Why isn't there a fixed grade and you either pass
You would think
it
that
or you
would be
don't
the
pass
most
it?
simple question in the world.
I don't
Have these
understand.
kids not been
Is
through
there an
enough
algorithm?
with the whole of the pandemic and their education being thrown up in the air and caught back again? I was talking to one of Kiki's teachers and she was saying, the thing is, year 11 was still getting sympathy. Year 10, when they're doing their GCSEs next year, which is Kiki's age, will not be getting any sympathy about what happened to the pandemic, but it has massively affected children's education. you know, and there's no two ways around it. So now to slam at them that they could be more harshly graded, what the fuck is going on?
But Sarah Fox says here,
What's
look,
this
the
doing to their
grade
mental health?
the grade boundaries are constantly changed for all levels of exams according to attainment. But that is a lunacy.
That's
Are
literally
you,
around
are
the
you trying to?
fucking lens.
I mean, I'm not saying
Not
that.
you,
I'm not
Sarah,
saying not
I'm
you.
just saying
I'm just
just
saying I'm
the
sure that
world.
is the case. But it doesn't. Isn't that why we're in such a mess? We're in such a problem. Because at the end of the day, if you change what a grade is based on attainment, and no one attains anything, or attainment gets less and less and less, then what qualifies as an A across time diminishes and diminishes and diminishes and diminishes. I don't understand why there isn't a sort of, for all types of education, a fixed barometer that you pass. And yes, it's hard, but that's what I don't understand. I literally
Well, I mean,
don't
you
understand.
couldn't do it with maths, could you? Because there is only one right or wrong answer. It's going to be the art. It's going to be more the
Gina J. It should be fixed like uni's first two ones, etc. But even in the awarding of university degrees, there's a suggestion that more firsts are being awarded now than ever. I think you have to have the same score and the same threshold. You may have, obviously, where it's not like you say a mathematical or science subject, you have got flexibility, I suppose,
Yeah.
and wriggle room
that's even scarier.
to adjust what qualifies for a 70, say, for a first, or, you know, maybe, okay, this wasn't written as well as last year, but no one's... I mean, I suppose what you're saying is, this isn't written particularly well, but then all essays this year aren't written particularly well, so let's give it a 70. I mean, if that's the kind of logic that's...
I'm having no trouble understanding it. Maybe it's because I'm putting A levels.
Yeah. Get ahead and get working. Unis for medicine and law only. Good ship lollipop. That's a bit brutal. I think it's to compensate for. Then you'll have no one with critical thinking. I think that's the problem. I think it's to compensate for the exam questions are hard or easy from year to year. If you set an exam and everyone got it right, then it was too easy, and you need to adjust results. But surely we're far enough in now to know what a right and exam. I think
My
this.
sister, as a teacher, says you really do get whole years that are very clever. You know, like you can get a whole audience that's great, and so what if that year is just like a good year? She says you have vintage years of children.
That's a horrible phrase.
No, but that's how they talk about it.
A vintage year.
Yeah, they're just like, oh my god, this year is just such. They're such brain boxes, and then what happens is if they then, because so many people get high grades and they bring it down. How's to say what if the next year wasn't so?
Vicky Edwards, we have a curriculum. Surely off the back of that we can base the questions. I think if you have this sliding scale of what qualifies for a grade, you're allowing the state to manipulate the inherent intelligence of the nation.
Very odd.
Very odd, very odd. I thought I'd pull this story because it was funny. Two funny stories I just want to share before we wrap up, because I think alpha males is a bit too heavy for us all this morning. Scorned woman took out a full-page newspaper advert to shame her cheating husband.
Full page.
Full page in a paper. It says, "Dear Steve, I hope you're happy with her. Now the whole town will know what a filthy cheater you are. From Jenny. P.S.
I bought this ad using your credit card. Could you be done for that?
Don't know. In a premium placement ad, Steve got his comeuppance for his alleged ways. In simple, bold text, it said the above. Could you imagine that? They ran the whole page. They ran the whole page totally for free, apparently. We do not know who Steve is, the paper said, but apparently he's been very, very bad. Oh my God, could you imagine that? And another story that's kind of a little bit like this is, read this one, Ned.
Couple driving neighbours up the wall with noisy lovemaking, morning, noon and night.
Guess where they are?
Wow.
Cornwall. There's a Cornish pair somewhere who are having sex 3 times a day and making so much noise that they've had to go on a local resident's Facebook page and request that the people at number such and such please dial it down.
I just think, how can you be that
Definitely.
disrespectful
What if
to
you're caught in the
everybody?
moment? What if you're caught? Just shut the window.
Everybody whispers, don't they?
Do they? Anyway, guys. Well, look, guys. Sorry.
Was there any birthdays?
Oh, yes, there was. Yeah. Flip a fucker duck.
Happy birthday to you, flip a fucker duck. Happy birthday to you, flip a fucker duck. Happy birthday, dear flip a fucker duck. Happy birthday to you. Vicky Edwards says, is it us that needs to dial it down?
Oh, cheeky. Just to say, we will try and make sure that it's a little bit more reliable, the signal tomorrow. I don't know how, but we'll try and do that.